Ramiro Ruiz makes his way down the aisle. Lives in Monterrey, Mexico. He travels to Houston as much as he can for training preparation for all of his fights. He finishes off the last 3 weeks with his training preparation in Houston. Stays with the 4-ounce owner, Adrian. He says he's very grateful for Adrian opening his arms to him, opening his home to him whenever he stays here in Houston to train for his fights.
Yeah, I talked to Bob about this guy a couple times. Like I said, I trained with him stand-up before, and Bob tells me that this kid rides the bus like 4 hours from Mexico to get here just to train with him. You know, that's kind of the dedication that you want out of a fighter. As a coach, you know, I always look for that out of my fighters is, you know, somebody who really wants to be there, you know, and Bob tells me this kid really wants to be there. He really wants to make it.
Hey, it's not only what you say, it's what you do to show you how dedicated that you are, and with somebody that has aspirations to make it to the highest level of the sport, of which what Ramiro Ruiz was sharing with me. He wants to fight the best, plans to be a martial artist for the rest of his life, and so he's willing to make that sacrifice to do what it takes to train here in Houston and train with the best. And we have a very interesting ring walk music there from Dirty Aladdin, Sijin Kurian.
Yeah, this guy's a character. I've seen him walk out a couple times. He's pretty funny.
So should we ask him where he got the nickname Dirty Aladdin, or should we?
I think Burmaster gave it to them.
Should we just speculate?
I think Richard Burmaster gave him that nickname.
He didn't seem embarrassed at all about that.
No, he's not. He's a ham.
Good sense of humor. Fighting out of the Athletic Performance Lab in Katy under head coach Richard Burmaster. He'll also have Raul Rodriguez in his corner, one of his main training partners, and Coach Samantha, the striking coach, out of the lab.
I think Samantha is Richard's wife.
That is correct, Samantha Burmaster. He's looking to take this fight to the ground when we spoke yesterday, so as you were saying earlier, Jace, it's probably the closest thing that we're going to get to a traditional striker versus grappler matchup.
Yeah, Ruiz, he trains out of 4-ounce. You know, he trains with, there's black belts there, Daniel Pineda and his brother Jose Santabiaz. They're both really good grapplers. So Ruiz can grapple. I mean, he can, but he wants to strike.
And well, this music is really affecting my mood at the moment.
Just wants to make sweet love to him, that's all.
Really setting the tone for the next matchup with this ring music.
Nothing wrong with a little bump and grind.
Maybe this was part of his strategy.
He's going to be on top. He's going to try to be on top.
Hey, brother.
Or a missionary.
Wow. Working the guard.
I mean, that's the guard, dude. Ground and pound.
You know, this would probably affect me. If I was his opponent, hearing that song would bump me off of my game. So that's probably a good strategy from the Dirty Aladdin.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I call him Dirty Aladdin. He plays dirty tricks like that.
Strawweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet, 3 inches tall, and weighted at 115 pounds. He is a 4-ounce fighter with a professional record of 2 wins, only 1 loss. This is Ramiro Ruiz. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 5 inches tall and weighted at 115 pounds. Representing the Athletic Performance Lab, this is Sijin Kurian.
Referee J.J. Ferraro with the final instructions for these two fighters. Ramiro Ruiz, age 29, versus Sijin Kurian, age 31, and we are underway.
No glove touch.
These two are ready to fight. Look for the shot from Kurian. Wow, Ruiz bouncing on those toes, looks light on his feet. Says his favorite technique is the spinning back fist. We should probably look for that here sometime during the bout. And we see a takedown attempt early by Sijin Kurian.
Yeah, and Ruiz needs to get off his knees here. There he goes.
Right now they're dry too, so
Put a
submission
little bit more
attempts.
pressure on him when you're off your knees.
Submission attempts are very dangerous at this aspect of the fight. There's very little sweat. Give Ramirez an opportunity to get a good grip. And he's got a pretty deep front headlock there that Sijin's able just to fight out of there just a moment ago.
Yeah, and like I said, you know, Ruiz is not scared to grapple. I mean, he trains with some really strong grapplers over at 4 ounce, and he can do well on top.
Ramiro Ruiz has a Sanda background. If you're not familiar with that, that's very similar to San Xiao. He fought that for 7 years, from the age of 15 years old to 22. Transitioned to boxing and Muay Thai immediately afterwards. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. One of the gyms he trains out of Monterrey is Los Panchos. He does his BJJ at Zapata team. Right now, he's displaying a little bit of that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills right now.
Yeah, he's got a heavy crossface on the left side. He's looking to pass. Sijin's locking his leg up pretty good, but he's up against a fence, so he can't really move his hips too much. He could cut through pass now.
Doing an excellent job, as you were saying, pinning Sijin against the cage. Sijin's working that underhook, trying to wall walk up to his feet, and still getting shut down by Ramiro Ruiz.
Yeah, Ruiz is a little bigger. He's a little stronger. He's putting a lot of weight on him. He's making Sijin, he's riding him. He's making him carry his weight. And that's tough when you're on bottom like that.
Ruiz is well rested this year. This is his first fight of this year. His last fight was actually 1 year ago, September of 2015. So you can see the freshness out of his movement today.
Yeah, he's definitely looking for that front head choke. Looks like he's got it locked up. Yeah, he's got it. He needs to sink his left elbow.
Kurian in deep trouble right now. Neck in deep trouble. See if he can scramble out of it.
And he does.
Good job by Kurian fighting out of that dangerous position. The front headlock, guillotine attempt. Kurian says he's known for his conditioning. It's probably his biggest attribute is his ability to just fight at a fast pace throughout the whole fight.
Yeah, I'd like to see Ramiro start pumping that jab a little bit more. It was a good return with a leg kick. He's moving, but he's not really doing much. Big overhand right there. He needs to stop single shotting.
Kurian says he participates in this sport to test himself, prove himself, and we see a hard exchange there by the two fighters. Stuck in a clinch at the moment.
Yeah, I'd like to see the more experienced striker in Ruiz pump that jab a little bit more, flurry a little bit more, stop just one-shotting.
There we go. We're starting to see a little bit of variety by Ruiz with his striking ability.
Some elbows from the top, half guard.
Putting the pressure on Kurian right now.
Good pass, good cut-through pass, keeping the underhook.
Ruiz is putting a lot of good movement, a lot of good pressure on Kurian.
He's out grappling the grappler here.
And he does look a little bit physically bigger than Kurian. Looking to take the back.
Yeah, Sijin's not a strong guy. He's more of a tactician, and he's getting ridden like a cheap suit right here. He's gonna get bucked off if he doesn't readjust. Yeah,
we have a rear naked choke finish by Ramiro Ruiz.
So we said it was striker versus grappler, but it was not really turned out that way, did it?
Well, Ruiz did an excellent job in displaying his well-roundedness. Says he fights for his city of Monterrey, fights for his gym, fights for his people who support him. Lived in Monterrey his whole life. Very grateful for this opportunity.
Yeah, and that fight was all Ruiz. He was never in any danger. He controlled the fight on the feet. He controlled the fight on the ground. Good performance for him. Let's move to 3-1 on that one, huh?
Yep. Ramiro Ruiz improves to 3-1 with a submission victory over Sijin Kurian with a rear naked choke.
It's just hard to find fights at that weight, 115. There's not a lot of guys. It's kind of like heavyweight, I mean, just not a lot of talent.
You are right about that. Ramiro Ruiz, well, if I can say that right, Ramiro Ruiz making quick work of Sijin Kurian.
Yeah, we have some early finishes right off at the beginning of the card.
We move on to our next bout after the official decision is given for Ruiz and Kurian.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes. 4 minutes, 9 seconds into round number 1. Fair winner by way of submission due to a rear naked choke, Ramiro Ruiz. Bring up Brittany, the lovely Misty Marie.